Okay. On your way back... Oh, sorry. Criana? Mariah, you good?
Yep.
Okay. So on your way back to the behemoth, Bear walks behind the rest of the group. And he's staring at Mariah. And his eyes are boring into the back of her head. He doesn't say anything, but it's um, it's clear that he is upset just by his facial expression and his body language. But you're able to get back to the behemoth, no problem. So, oh, you missed that. Anyways, Bear's coming back and he looks ticked off. All right. Anyway, but you're
Wonder
back at the
why.
behemoth. Pardon me?
So no, I wonder why.
I wonder. Yeah. So you get back at the behemoth. So I have a one NPC initiated scene idea, but that'll click off in a couple hours or so. Anything you guys would like to do in the immediate sense?
Uh, no, I can't think of anything.
Okay. Of course, Al checks you over, and other than just what seems to be stress of being buried underneath a bunch of dirt, you physically check out fine. Your armor prevented any sort of trauma.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest after being in the behemoth,
Mm-hmm.
somebody going back and getting some of those food mushrooms. But I personally am not in the
Okay.
mood to do that.
Fair enough.
I think we have enough samples of food mushrooms.
Okay.
I was only thinking of doing that for uh Flint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they were struggling to feed the refugees. But we can just move on.
Dude,
I honestly don't.
I'm not a player. I can't say. I'm biased.
I'm putting that out there for Piff and Kriana.
Okay.
Mariah don't give no shit. She's just kind of wandering around doing what she does best.
Okay.
Okay.
Lincoln.
Yep. You know it, you slut.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, how about we decide before you guys want where you want to take the rest of the campaign, right?
Mhm.
Is it cool if I throw out my initiated scene?
Do it.
Yep.
Okay. So, Tom, where would you be at this point? A couple hours into your recent excursion into the Max Perry caves.
We're back on the behemoth, correct?
Yeah, you better believe it.
He's in his folding chair, right next to the pool, just looking at the view outside.
Okay. So, Bear finds you, and he doesn't sit next to you. He stands beside you, and he says, "Why didn't you tell me you were going?"
What do you mean?
You went back into the caves. I was not notified. Why?
Oh, um, Mariah asked us not to.
Thank you for being truthful. I am very worried.
It's understandable.
No. I am worried that Mariah is not good for Nora.
Hmm.
I will need your help.
What do you want me to do?
Your friend, Al, insists that I accept that Mariah is just a part of what Nora has become. But I believe that Nora was Nora, and someone put things inside of her head, and now she is sick. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, if Nora wanted this to happen, which it sounds like it,
How do you know?
I don't.
Exactly.
How do you know that this isn't what she wanted?
Because I know Nora.
Okay.
He walks away.
Bear, bear, bear.
Yep.
Yep.
He walks toward Patrick. Where would you be around this time?
He is working on the spaceship.
Okay. While you're there, Bear enters the room. And he says, "You seem to be one of the most knowledgeable individuals here in regards to technology, correct?"
Yes. With that short and oddly more blunt than Patrick usually is, he kind of goes back to what he's been doing.
Tell me, can you change the nature of a person by putting something inside of them?
Patrick will stop what he's doing, put down his tools, dust himself off a bit. Anything put on a person can change them in one way or the other. Is there any specific examples?
Yes, the things inside Nora's head. They're put in, they changed her. It is sufficient to think that if they were taken out, she would return. Yes?
Even if they were taken out,
Mm-hmm.
even if they were removed in an instantaneous way and none of their effects were subsident from that point on, she would definitely be different even after that.
How so?
From what I can understand about the situation, what has happened to her, even the experience of her going through the things in her head, she would probably still not be the same person.
Bear nods, and unless you say anything else, he will depart.
Patrick will watch him leave, turn kind of coldly to the doorway and go back to his spaceship.
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to do?
What, Bear doesn't want to talk to me?
Well, he does, but not just yet.
Oh, well, how rude.
Well, he's figuring
How
some
rude.
shit out.
Yeah. Out of character, should we discuss like where we want to take the campaign?
Yeah, strategy? Probably a good idea. Do that while
Yeah.
I grab myself a drink of water.
Cool.
Yeah, I think since we've pretty much exhausted that place, we should probably either call Tyrath now, or probably make our way up to the ruins, which is fine by everybody, correct?
As
Were we
long as
supposed to? were we supposed to get the moss for Tyrath, or was it just the mushrooms?
We were supposed to get moss, but
yeah,
It
I
got
don't know.
buried.
it's a
Yeah.
little kind of gray in the description, so he's just not like, this is the name, this is what it does. He's more of just like, can you get this for me? And we're like,
Yeah.
is this it?
yeah,
That's
we
true.
we have at least one of everything
That we've
So-
seen, yeah.
that we've seen, apart from the moss that caused the cave in. But Tom is not willing to go back into that cave now.
I'm almost positive the I don't think that moss is it-
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not a thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, and we're good.
So, do you want to talk to Tyrath now, or do you want to go to the ruins?
well, talking to Tyrath means that we would actually have to set up a time. Do we know a time?
We should
Hmm?
tell it whenever is most convenient for him.
Yeah.
He might do it in an inconvenient time for us. That might be a
Yeah.
problem.
Well, I don't know.
Mm.
Or just be like, we're in the middle of ruins, we're like halfway through, and Tyrath is like, time to do the thing.
Time.
Where's
good.
my mouse?
Yeah. Let's. I mean, I'm biased, but I want to go to the ruins, like so bad.
I don't know. I
Um,
would like for us to go to the ruins. In game, there's I'm having a hard time being able to justify it, other than the dude being on the ship. But
Yeah,
I'm
I
not quite
know.
sure exactly how many days we have.
You have like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
I have made proper narrative time to allow you to go to the ruins if you choose to. If that is any sort of an appeasement.
Sure. I mean, if you really want to go to the ruins, I don't
And we
care.
can
when,
justify it, then why
Yeah.
not, right?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
really see why. Why not?
Perfect. All right. So that's what you're planning on doing. Pack up, head north towards the ruins of. I almost said Abercrombie. Abercrombie and Fitch.
Bitch.
No. Inferno, why can you never remember the name of this fucking town? Give me a moment. Let me open up my gosh darn source book.
Ah,
Inferno, you're the
damn it.
worst kind of people.
Inferno?
Jesus.
Yeah,
You're amazing.
Jesus.
I know. I'm just
Stop belittling yourself.
No,
No.
he got an ego boost earlier. He can get an
That's true.
ego deboost.
No. Ego has
Um,
to say the same. Aberdeen. You know what?
Aberdeen.
I'm copying and pasting this. And I'll never forget until the next time. All right.
Also,
Mhm.
GM,
Yo.
is that guide with us still?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's still with you. Yeah. I was gonna touch on her for a moment, but well, did you want to speak with her, or you just want to know if she was still kicking around?
I wanted to know if she was still kicking around and wanted to run something by the rest of the group.
Okay. Yeah. No, she's still around. What are you wondering? Annette Dorette.
Yes. We're going to be going by Flint on our way up.
Mm-hmm.
So would it be fine if you with you guys if we were to give the 20 food mushrooms that we have to her so that when she goes back to Flint she can give it to the higher ups, the traders?
If she is going up in that direction, I wouldn't mind.
Okay. Annette will say, though, I am slightly confused, only because it was my understanding that we would come here for you to hide from any sort of reprisal for Prince Jasper's death, this would be a safe place for you to lie low to decide what would happen in the next week or so and find you someplace secure. If you go wandering around the wilderness, I cannot, and if you send me back to Flint, I cannot guarantee you will not come across people looking to kill you.
Yeah, that is true. But we're probably not going to be in the area in the next few days. So,
As you say, she says, I will help the people of Flint any day of the week, and if these mushrooms you say are truly nourishment, then I will gladly take them.
Mhm.
Goodness knows there's enough mouths to feed.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good thing. Also, I'm thinking of possibly providing the coordinates to the cave.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine with you guys?
Well, Annette knows where it is.
Okay. I'll tell her that there's plenty more mushrooms in there.
Yes, but the things guarding the mushrooms, are they still there?
I do believe we took care of pretty much every single one. I couldn't find anything else in there, and we pretty thoroughly investigated that place. However, that place is prone to cave-ins,
Mm.
so if you do bring a detachment to go explore, be prepared for cave-ins,
She nods.
and be prepared for close fighting. The things that are in there are impervious to most things after they die. But they will rise back up. However, they seem to be vulnerable to fire.
Fire. Okay.
Yes. So once they die, try and light them on fire, or cut their limbs off. That seems to work too.
Grizzly.
It's gruesome.
That's important to know, yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
I will also make sure to, because I forgot, hold on to 2 of the food mushrooms, so we're only giving her 18. Just in case those are the mushrooms that Tyrath wanted.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, she can be on her way, not a problem. Although she can go with you in the behemoth for a ways and then find a way to break off to get back towards Flint.
Yes.
So, oh boy, so you guys are going to be heading back, going to the ruins of Aberdeen. It's going to be a couple days travel, and in the meantime, I have plenty of stuff for you guys to come across with. So, I guess before I start chugging things along at a relatively good pace, going from incident to not incident, that sounds mischievous, going from scene to scene. Is there anything that you guys want to do or role play during that travel time?
Not I.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Then I'm gonna keep her. I'm gonna let her go. So, um, the first scene is that evening, a few hours after you begin your travel. Um, it'd probably be around 7 o'clock at night. Mariah, where would you be?
7 o'clock. I should probably be
Oh my God.
next to the pool. I think she'd be
Mm-hmm.
making her pool rounds by now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, when there's no one else around, Bear will join you at the pool, and he'll have his large arms crossed. And actually, no, his arms aren't crossed. In one arm is the chest plate of his armor, of his body armor, and he's going to throw it next to you, and he's going to say, "Tell me what you see."
I see your chest plate.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Doesn't it have his name written on it?
Yeah, with a paw print. Yes.
Yeah. And she made that, or
Yeah,
Nora did?
Nora. Yep, Nora made that. Yep.
All right. I wrote this.
Yes. Well, Nora wrote that.
I am Nora.
Then why aren't you acting like Nora?
Then why aren't you acting like Bear? I remember a different Bear. This one is concerned and paranoid. You have changed, haven't you?
I I have grown. Penshaw is gone, and much of that is my fault. You are the only thing left. So yes, I am worried. I am very worried.
About Nora?
About many things. But yes, Nora is the first and foremost. Ever since I found you, and I thought I lost you, and I found you, and it was this Mila woman who acted like a princess, and Nora, who said she was Nora. There was similarities of Nora, but she said she didn't remember me. Now you have her memories, but you are not Nora. What am I to think?
I am Nora. There's only one person here.
Yes. But Nora wouldn't have snuck off into danger without at least telling me.
Perhaps.
So,
But I did.
yes.
I am here to fix a problem. If you are to get injured, or any of you, for that matter, things could go very bad for Nora. You proved to be reckless the last time we went into that cave. It made more sense for you not to go.
Bear looks at you for a good long time before he says, "The only thing I ever wanted was for you to be happy, especially everything that has happened to us and ours. But you don't look happy, so I'm not gonna stop."
Perhaps one thing that will help is for you to move on.
No, I will die before I leave you.
Then you will kill me.
No, I won't. I'll fix you, and I'll get rid of whatever you are. The person that is speaking in Nora's skin. Or I'll die trying. But I will not kill you. You will have to kill me first.
That seems pretty extreme.
Yes, it does. But such is love. Love is extreme. And I love Nora. I don't love you.
actually
Mm-hmm.
smiles and
Hmm.
doesn't say a damn word.
Bear will look at you suspiciously, and before he leaves, his suspicious look is a look of worry before he departs.
As he walks away, she
Mm.
starts giggling.
He turns around slowly and looks at you as you giggle.
And then her head will drop forward
Uh-huh.
and kind of like her head's really just sort of lazily on there.
Uh-huh.
She just, through a smile,
Uh-huh.
says, "You've lost her then." And that's it.
Uh... Yeah, Bear doesn't know how to make it that. Okay.
I'm crazy.
No, you are. You are. You are. You are. Okay. All right. Oh man, Bear really wants to get back to Perrin's post like now. Before things get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is an extreme circumstance. You can't stop this behemoth, and you can't go until this guy's. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh, yes?
Oh, maybe. We'll go on to the next scene regardless. This will be happening regardless of what Bear does or doesn't do. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, but this is another. I got a couple more things to drop on you guys. So Bear's just one. So
Yeah.
all right. So the next day, it's a overcast day in which the sun very briefly pokes throughout the clouds, and it's extremely cool. Most of the fall leaves have now fallen upon the ground, and your behemoth stops because Annette recognizes the signs of a recent fight. Knocked down trees, scorched laser blasts, and it doesn't take much longer for you to determine that off in a area of trees that, oh my goodness, about 8 or so have been collapsed. You do see a single figure, looks very small, resting on the ground. Um, from your current vantage point of the behemoth, you're probably about, I'd say, 1,000 meters away from it. Oh wait, I'm using metric. About half a mile away. So you're not able to get a whole lot of details. But it just looks like it's either a very small person or just half of a person kind of lying on the ground amongst the wreckage of what seems to have been a recent fight. Do you choose to investigate?
Uh,
Do we?
I do believe that Al would want to investigate at the very least.
All right. If you want to use a non-player to justify it, let's do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, um, as you get closer, you're able to determine that the prone form seems to be of mostly metallic origin, with little hints of flesh dotting its body. There are several softball-size holes that seem to have blasted through its Borg-like torso, and one of its arms has been torn from its body and lies, about 50 feet away, while the other one is clenched at its side a vibroblade. Um, I guess still frozen in its retracted state uh, along its right hand, the one that's still attached to the body. Its face isn't towards you, but the wild hair that still sports along its crown does look familiar. You would need to
Great.
get out of the behemoth to investigate further.
We're stopping the behemoth and getting out.
Okay.
Not I.
Well, Thomas.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
I'll get out.
Patrick?
Yeah.
Okay. As you get out to further investigate the scene itself, when you get to the body, it's clear that that is the remains of James T. You don't need a tracking skill for this because you do see tire tracks heading off towards the west, although in the earth, you're not too sure how long those have been. Several footprints, metallic footprints, coat around the area around where his body was, and you can tell that about 250 feet south seems to be the remains of what was a small makeshift camp.
I'll go investigate the camp.
Okay. The camp seems to just been a fire pit, a makeshift fire pit with a bunch of stones taken from the area to make a fire. It's since been extinguished. Other than that, you do see more imprints of either some sort of large vehicle, SUV, ATV, something like that. The indentations of it being parked there for at least a period of time, and more of those heavy humanoid footprints all around the area.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go back to the body and investigate it further.
Okay.
Bring it over.
All right. Although you don't have any sort of medical knowledge, the frozen face of James T is fixed in a sneer. His robotic eyes looking upwards. The scorch marks around the holes of his body imply that it was probably energy blasts. Clearly, it would all be what would be needed to pierce through that armor. Other than what I've described to you, you don't see any other additional details. He doesn't have anything else on him. He's dead, Jim.
Yeah, he's dead, Jim. Would it be safe to say that we have like a shovel or something on the behemoth?
That would be safe to say that, yeah, you would.
All right, I will take the time and bury him near a tree.
Okay. Wow.
Can we do the Spock funeral?
No, James T doesn't.
Of all the half-Borgs I have met in my lifetime, he was the most psychotic.
Yeah, he sure was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
But even if he was psychotic, he still deserves a decent burial.
I would like, bury him, no problem. I would like Patrick and Tom to roll me a D100 for a moment. Oh. Now, Patrick, where would you be during this time of Tom deciding to dig James T a grave? Or actually, sorry, you went out to explore the area. I kind of just did what Tom was doing. Was there anything particular that you would like to do in surveying this scene?
Patrick would be over James T's body.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of squatted down
Mm-hmm.
next to him.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the things that he would be doing which would be just trying to lay out a scene of what happened.
Okay. All right. Do you think there's any skills that you might have that might assist with that?
Um, besides,
I'm up for creative interpretation.
um, he can probably find out if there's any particular kinds of energy rifles or specifically laser weaponry. He might
Mm,
be able to understand.
lasers.
Yeah.
Okay. So give me a laser skill. Lasers. You
Yes.
found the salute. You salute. How much did you succeed or fail by?
I failed by
Mm,
3.
3. Okay. So, what was the wounds on his body and the wounds in the trees, the fallen down trees, are consistent. They were all from the same weapon. You know that, and you do know that there was some sort of energy rifle. However, the exact model or any specific output is just too hard to determine. If you like, I can give you an untrained roll to, like you said, because you initially wanted to try to figure out what what happened to the best of your knowledge. So why don't you roll me? This is going to be an untrained roll, but just roll me a D100. I'm going to still keep the one that you did before. That just hasn't clicked in just yet. Oh, wow. You still rolled really well. Okay, so I can't, well, not I can't. You're not trained enough to get every single tiny detail, but I think you're able to figure out what happened. Maybe. Judging by James T's position and severity of his wounds, clearly something of great strength attacked him. By the sheer amounts of footprints, it was multiple somethings. The tracks that were left are similar tracks to your own ATV. So it is clear that uh, the maybe I'll explain it this way. James T was at camp with several beings, all who were traveling on this ATV. All right. Sometime during that, soon after that initial encampment, uh, they James T was led out away from the camp, surrounded by something, and then attacked. The shots all seem to be coming from different directions. It's clear that James T tried to defend himself and used a vibroblade that he never really revealed before in his arm. But he was clearly overwhelmed by the sheer firepower of what was brought upon him. After that, it seems that the tracks of the ATV led off in one direction, while the footsteps led off to another direction. The footsteps leading off to the other direction after this attack seem to be in the general vicinity in which you are traveling, whereas the tracks on the ATV are going far to the northeast. Any other details you wanted to know, or does that give you sufficient information?
That would give me enough information, yes.
Okay. So, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
while you bury James T, Patrick, would it be fair to assume that you'd be nearby?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you do so, Jackie, oddly enough, scampers up by a tree nearby and watches, surveys the scene while you bury James T. And for a brief second, you're not 100% sure, Patrick, but you see it out of the corner of your eye, and you look at it for a second, and when you focus your eyes on it, it disappears within a few seconds. But you could have swear that Jackie's eyes turned blue for a moment. Then they resume to their regular red. Sorry, black, I guess, because she has, animal-looking eyes. Mm-hmm. So, do you say any words for James T, or you just put him in the ground?
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. All right. James T's buried. Would you like to just continue upon your way?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. All right. So, I have another scene in mind. It's going to be later on in that day, because this is probably around 10 o'clock in the morning. This next scene is going to be around 3 o'clock. Do you guys want to do anything in the meantime, or should I just skip ahead?
Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick is going to power down Jackie.
Okay. She is now inactive. Mm-hmm.
That's besides him going back and working on the spaceship. He's not going to do much of anything else.
Okay. All right. This is gonna be fun. Now, Patrick, you remember your radio scanning device that you made, right?
Yes.
Now, would it be fair to say, like, do you use that from time to time, or do you just use it when you really, when you choose to? Like, does it have an off switch, or?
It's a device that I had to plug into my computer and pull up a program.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, no problem.
So, in general, it's probably not up.
Oh, that's fine. It doesn't have to be at all. I just wanted to understand the mechanisms of it. Okay. Why not? Al's not here, so I'm going to use him.
Right.
So about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Al stops the ATV for a moment, and he says, I was scanning the radio broadcast just to see if I could pick up any chatter depending on, the whereabouts of these people, these mercenaries from Greencastle. Making sure, they're not on our trail. I just figured I'd do some radio intel. And you guys should come up here for a moment. You might want to hear this. And it is a simple radio transmission. It is an open channel. And it's a series of numbers being rhymed off. It's about a sequence of about 26 numbers. No, not 26 numbers. 37 numbers. One after another. And it's not the numbers that are interesting. It's the voice. You're not 100% sure, but it sounds like August.
Fantastic.
Mariah doesn't care. God damn it! Damn it!
Patrick, give me a mathematics check.
Okay. I made that by, is that 27?
August is rhyming off prime numbers. Mm-hmm.
Impressive.
And it seems that the prime number that he's that it relates to is the number 73. Like sorry, I should qualify this more. If you add up all the prime numbers that he's rhyming off, it
Mhm.
equals 73.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there any sort of like map coordinates or anything like that?
Not quite. 73 isn't enough to give you any sort of longitude or latitude. That doesn't make much sense. Although
What I
you
got
do, mm-hmm,
from it is the number of prime numbers is 37, and
yeah,
then backwards is 73. Um,
mm-hmm, yep.
besides that, I'm not quite getting anything.
I can give you, just because you're not too familiar with the world of riffs or how things work, I can give you some suggestions on what those numbers could hint at, since Patrick would be thinking about it. Would that
Is
work
it
for you? I'll give you a selection. Mm-hmm.
is it a radio signal?
Hey,
Alright.
it could be definitely one of them for sure. A channel, a radio channel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 3773.
Mm-hmm. It sure does. Yep. And you change to 3773, and you hear it click on the other end, and you hear August's voice again saying, "Identify yourself."
Um, d- huh. um, Patrick would say,
Uh-huh.
hey August.
Don't talk, he says. Just listen. And he rhymes off another equation, and he says, and the password is, and he rhymes off a much more calculated algebraic equation. Since you succeeded on your first math check, I'll give this one a success as well. Pretty much the the first sequence he gives you is another channel number, and
Mhm.
when you go to that channel, it is completely encrypted. And the code to that encryption is the solution to the second mathematics question he gives you.
Okay.
So I'm just going to gloss over that point. And when you hear this channel, and this one's much clearer, and you hear August say, "Sorry about that. You just never know who's listening in. And because of our previous conversations, I figured you were smart enough to solve a simple algebraic equation. Most of these other folks can barely smash two rocks together without hurting themselves. Um, I've I've come to um give you a message.
Yes.
Uh, yeah. Actually, he's here right now. I'm just gonna pass the radio over to him. Don't worry. This isn't a bad thing. And with that, you hear a bit of a ruffle as a different voice comes on the line. He says, it's a deep baritone voice that has a bit of a rough tinge to it, as if it was an individual who had smoked habitually for several years. His voice has a very subtle southern accent to it that leaks through from time to time as he says, "So, I get to talk with the folks who killed Prince Jasper. I have to say, This is quite an opportunity. Let me introduce myself. My name's J. Robeed, and I am the head honcho of the Red Suns. And, I want to offer you a proposition. Do I have your interest?
Oh, Patrick is gonna put on the mute
Mm-hmm.
and, he's going to stick his thumb to his forehead and rub it vigorously. And, look up and push the button and say,
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening.
All right. Well, August here. He's a good employee. He's a smart guy, but he's a horrible liar. And he has this horrible tell, too. When word came out about who it was that was believed to have killed Prince Jasper, it took him a few days of hiding the truth that he met you before. But I was able to incentivize him into divulging. Don't worry, I don't really want to turn you in for the bounty, although the price on your heads is rather sweet. But the fact is that the price could be 1,000,000 credits, 10 million credits, or 100 million credits, and it won't matter, because frankly, Queen Deirdre doesn't have the money to pay it up, and I know it. I want you to help me take Greencastle. It's clear that this Crichton rulership is not fit to lead, and the people are suffering. There's a whole bunch of refugees in Flint that are the backbone of Greencastle's economy. Now, Jasper wanted to take them by force. I don't want to do that. I want them to come back because I'm going to be their savior. And all I need from you is your endorsement. I don't know why you killed Prince Jasper, and frankly, I don't care. But if you simply say that you did it under my orders, then the people in Greencastle will be safe under my rulership.
Patrick is going to hit mute again.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to, oh boy.
Sorry, I couldn't stop it.
So, oh, okay. Let the chips fall where they may. He will, unmute the channel. Yeah, unmute. And, ask. What is wrong with the Queen?
Other than the fact that she is completely out of her mind, and she probably hasn't made a single decision by herself for the past few years, from my understanding, that she has some assistant of hers calling the shots instead. How about the fact that she let her son run this place and expel their coffers and to pay mercs like me to do a bunch of thug work? After Prince Jasper's dead, now that Prince Jasper's dead, I should say, the Green Castle has a few decisions for it, but it's not gonna survive. It's not gonna survive what has to come. You see, there's a whole bunch of us out here getting paid, getting fat off of what Prince Jasper gave us, but now our meal ticket's gone. All right. Now, I'm a smart man. I saw the forest for the trees. I saw what was going to happen. And I'm taking steps. I can either leave here and cut my losses, or I can take Greencastle and make it something a little bit better. And when I heard, well, that we have a mutual friend, I figured maybe we can help each other out. I mean, after all, if the queen's gone, then there isn't any bounty on your heads anymore, is there?
Oh boy.
Should we talk about this out of character?
Sure.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
probably.
I would really love to do that.
Yeah, do it.
All right.
So what do you guys think?
Well, I don't think either one is a good choice. And I'd rather wash my hands of the whole situation. So let's run. No, I have no idea. What do you guys think?
It's a shame that Squee's not here, but I think we should just keep going. Ignore the offer. I mean, what is our endorsement really going to do? In my opinion, it's going to be bupkis. And all it will do is undermine everything that the leader traders have done in Flint.
Yeah. Having a merc group as the leader of a place may give stability, but maybe not in the way that we would want it.
Yeah.
You can ask him more questions if you want, all right?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's still an open channel.
I will ask something if that's fine.
Yeah, hit
By all
on.
means.
What if we say no?
Well, I guess you say no. I'm gonna take this place regardless, and luckily, if everything goes right, very little blood will be spilt. You only help me get the workforce over here, really. If you say no, then I just suggest that you get the hell out of Dodge as fast as you can, because even though I and a few others, like the leaders of the Eagle Gang and the Bronze Gators, although we know this whole bounty on your heads is a bit of a shill, most of the others don't, and they see, 25 million credits to kill the lot of you, and they salivate like dogs. I don't salivate, I act. And if you're worried, you don't, wait, what does he say? If you're worried about me double-crossing you, realize there's no gain for me You're just a bunch of people who killed a prince that I didn't give a shit about. Frankly, he was a bit of an asshole. He was more than a bit of an asshole. He's a complete asshole. But, you know, I got a company to run. I don't get to choose my jobs.
Okay. And if we were to go along with this, would less blood be spilled?
A lot less blood, yeah. I reckon so. Frankly, and I'm not afraid of telling you this because who are you going to tell, right? Queen Deirdre? No, you won't tell her. So I'll tell you exactly what it is. I'm going to be staging a coup. I already got a couple of the other mercenary bands in my back pocket. I'm going to storm the castle. Maybe 1, 2, 3 of her, what's left of her royal guard might be killed in the line of duty. Maybe they won't. And I take it. I dethrone her. Throne myself. And then I stabilize the area. Maybe a few spotted little outbreaks of combat. But that's where I was hoping that you would come in. If you endorsed me as the savior of Greencastle, as the person who overthrows the corrupt and tyrant Queen Deirdre, you can convince the people who are now huddling around Flint that I'm the real deal. They come over, I give them back their homes, I give them back their jobs, and then there's no need for any more fighting. The mercenaries are paid off, and they leave. And we get worried, we get all settled down before winter hits.
Oh, god damn it. That was out of character. Out of character, this is sounding better and better. God damn it.
You don't have to say yes right away, especially without Squee.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put the seed in your head for you guys to think about it. There are ways to he's not expecting a definitive answer this very second. If you can say, we'll think about it, give us a proper channel, we'll talk to you in X amount of days or tomorrow or something like that, then that's fine, right?
Yeah.
In fact, this might be a good place to just call the session.
Yeah.
Ooh, cliffhanger.
I know.
That is a good place.
Yeah, because we want to get
Because
Squee involved in this too.
Yeah, we do. I really don't want to make this kind of decision without him. Because this is huge, and his character would be greatly affected by this.
Oh yeah, very
Way
much
or the
so.
other.
Yeah.
Have fun talking to Mariah.
Yeah.
Glad I don't
Yeah.
have to deal with her.
Wait a second.
Sorry.
Crazy face. All right. Okay, well then that'll be it for this session.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No, you're welcome.
No, you're welcome.
I was gonna say no, thank you, but I'm like, wait, no. Then we'd just be repeating ourselves. Let's just say you're welcome.
Love it.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for watching, having a fantastic day. I hope you all enjoyed another session of Riffs.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm sad that our two companions cannot be with us this particular time, but
Yeah, two companions.
Rachel and
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Rachel.
no.
You forgot about her. How dare you?
No.
I'm just kidding. I would thoroughly enjoy if she could start coming again.
I know. I had a conversation with her. She's just really she works basically, and she doesn't know what to do.
It's completely understandable.
Yeah.
I just miss her. Ugh.
Yeah. Her
Okay.
job is unfortunately one where she asks for certain things off and she does not receive certain things off very
Gotcha.
easily.
That sucks.
Yeah.
This is what we have to do. We
It's a
have to
shit.
just make a Patreon account for Rachel, which
Yeah.
is give Rachel money so she can play
Into
Riffs.
riffs. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to work very well. Anything?
Oh, of course it will.
Of course, it's
Yeah.
the internet. They're made of money.
Yeah.
All right.
I think so.
I think so. Oh, wait, no. The internet's made of porn. It's not made of money.
The internet is for.
For porn. Shrekky. But K-Monster, what do you think he'd do after? No. Wait,
Watch that.
stop quoting Avenue Q.
Avril Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne.
Why
Yeah.
gotta go and make things so,
So
complicated? Yeah, Inferno. Why do you? I'm just trying to wrap shit up. Not wrap shit up. I'm just trying. Actually, what I'm doing is I'm playing according to the timeline that I set up. I knew how many days it would take.
Question for you, Inferno.
Mm-hmm. No,
Well, the
I
session's
don't
over.
have the stamina to do that, but I can do that for you tomorrow, Axion. I got to. It's Victoria Day, which is a statutory holiday, so I don't work at all during the entire day. So we'll roll it up tomorrow, but it's getting late over here, and I want to rest my voice.
Yeah.
But I'll
The
definitely
day was fun,
definitely
though.
do it tomorrow. That's a promise.
So how was the dream sequence?
I liked it. I liked all of the dream sequences, but I'm biased against Patrick's because I mostly said it. I hope you guys liked your dream
That seems
sequences.
like, but that just seems strangely appropriate for Patrick. I can't quite put a finger on it, but I can feel Patrick just being like, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck
All
you,
right.
Gun. I'm gonna put out a book. Oh, okay.
Okay.
The shotgun's floating next to him. He pushes it up.
Yep,
Watch
that
it.
just is Patrick.
I like that. I'm like, up? What do you mean up? Well, it's floating, right? Oh, yeah. Like a balloon.
Well, I got to wrap this up before this goes
Okay.
on forever.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.